live. Here we are. And just to give you an example of what's going on in London, here is the big fat eye that is staring at you. So everybody's scared of the big brother, and there's no young people coming out to the court case. So we are driving past the Old Bailey, and here's the representation of what's happening. And this is what you all are scared of, which is why you ain't out here in the streets, because this is what you want to live for.
On the blacklist. If you want the truth, I wonder why the voice missed. All-time intelligence, I'm here for justice. If you try to break me, you better practice. Sheila and Osman, 50-50 mix. Mystic, gangsta, I don't take the licks. Gucci gang, what's it gang, for a gang, car gang. Gucci gang, like a man, make it bang. Get it down, get it down, get it down. Hands up. Hands down, wake up, snap out, we don't stand up. When they try to control. Hands up, hands down, wake up, snap out, we don't stand up. When they try to control.
Windows down.
Control.
So, rewind, just in case you motherfuckers missed it.
Hands up, hands down, wake up, step out, we don't stand up. When they try to control. Freedom of speech, what the schools teach. MIA be preaching now, world town reach. Dark skin on beach, I ain't use no bleach. Driving in the seat and my beam goes screech. Sunday 50 degrees, they wanna get a piece. Modern day toasty, I give them war and peace. And do talk, cats and seas. Why you gotta fuck with me, just to be a beach. Yeah, first in my singer on the blacklist. If you want the truth, I want better than. Hands up, hands down, wake up, snap out, we don't stand up. When they try to control. Hands up, hands down, wake up, snap out, we don't.
Change it. Oh fuck. Alright, So we're gonna go around the Bailey again, yeah? So
Baby preaching now, world town reach, dark skin on beach. I didn't use the bleach, driving in the seat, and my BM goes screech. Sunday big degrees, they wanna get a piece. Modern day toasty, I give them what a piece. And to the car, cats and seas. Why you gotta fuck with me, just to be a beat? Yeah, first get my singer on the blacklist. If you want the truth, I wonder why the points missed. World town intelligence, I'm here for justice. If you try to break me, you better practice. Sheila and Bardman, 50-50 mix. Mystic gangster, I done take the licks. Bitch gang, once again, for again, car again. Bitch gang, a line, make it bang. Get it down, get it down, get it down. Hands up, hands down, wake up, snap up. We don't stand up when they try to control, 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 control. Hands up, hands down, wake up, snap up. We don't stand up when they try to control, 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 control. I wonder why the points missed. World town intelligence, I'm here for justice. If you try to break me, you better practice. Sheila and Bardman, 50-50 mix. Mystic gangster, I done take the licks. Bitch gang, what's it gang for a gang, car gang? Bitch gang, a line, make it bang. Get it down, get it down, get it down. Hands up, hands down, wake up, snap up. We don't stand up when they try to control, 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 control. Hands up, hands down, wake up, snap up. We don't stand up when they try to control, 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 control.
What is your ethos for the fucking future? Fuck. What is your ethos? I will upload this song today. It's half done, but this is how we're gonna do it. Jesus. This should be about the future. All the kids, all the parents and all the kids who are at home because they're too scared to represent this, because they're scared of how they will be treated in the future in the social media with their digital banking systems.
Hands up, hands down, wake up, step out, we gon' stand up when they try to control, 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 control. Freedom of speech.
And the weather's always shitty.
And my
On a day,
teaching now.
every time Julian has a hearing, the weather is always shitty. It's never good. And I'm starting to think that there's just like a weird coincidence that it's always the same every time. And like ultimately, just to talk about this whole case, which I think is one of the most this century one of the most important. And the reason why it's important is right now this is a political trial to be like, ooh, is it, you know, who's right, who's wrong, like, is Trump an asshole, you know, is Biden the nicer guy who understands freedom and justice, and the Democrats are like more in tune with a just world. But it's confusing, it's always been confusing from day one, because they're both kind of going after him, which kind of means that there's an entity above those two entities, Biden and Trump, who has willed this into existence, no matter who's in power, whether it's Biden or Trump. And a lot of Americans right now are like, ooh, you know, everything should happen to Julian because he got Trump in, but we all got Trump in. So you can penalize him and you can scapegoat him, but because it's the wrong thing to do and it's the wrong action, there will be consequences to that action. You're not going to scapegoat Julian Assange as the only guy that got Trump in, and there's no other elements involved. And if you do that, you will be treated the same in the future. So people need to be really conscious of their actions and what they're doing to this one man who, you know, you've turned into a martyr, and you're creating a martyr. You're making him the Jesus Christ of now. And if you do that, there will be terrible consequences to the future of who we are and how we do things, whether it's Democrat or Republican. It's a fact. This is about control. So if Biden is protecting the people, because this case that we're outside of right now is about Afghanistan and Iraq warlords, okay? And it's democracy. So there was illegal wars and illegal killings, which is what this man exposed, and this was done by the Democrats in power at the time, or the Republicans, which was George Bush at the time, and he's exposed that. So both parties are going after him, which is Republican and Democrat. So what is above Republican Democrat is the war machine, and the war machine has got the power, and it's the one that's deciding this shit right now. So this, you think... Hi, why are you out here? I'm on Instagram Live, I'm MIA.
I know who you are.
Yeah, how's it going?
I'm making like a freelance thing about the campaign.
That's good.
Nice to see
Good
you.
luck, good to meet you. Hi. Just... Yay!
Where are your pics going?
Free.
Us and him.
Where's your pictures? Your.
My crew should stop there. They just take your time.
All right, I see. message? The message for Julian is this: try to control, 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 control. Stand up, wake up.
Hands up, hands down, wake up, snap out. We don't stand up when they try to control, 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 control.
Bye. He's in there. He's right in that building. Anxiety. Why? They asked me what the message was and I just played the song really loud. Touch. It's like 7th of September. Pretty epic day. The winds are out. Look. Here's the big brother again. Do you think these are like little statues that represent justice all around this building? There's statues that represent justice. There's like people holding up scales. And that's kind of what we're talking about, the scales. Right. You got justice, the scale of justice. What is the balance? And I like to think that everything is balanced. So what is the balance? What is the balance that you're willing to compromise for? So you want to be able to be activists on social media and fight, but within a controlled situation where you know that nobody's bombing you in your country, but you're bombing somebody else in a different country. But they're allowed to, you know, like people in Afghanistan are allowed to have revolutions about female empowerment and, you know, gender equality or something like that. Yet when it comes to commenting on being killed, like literally having unidentified fucking missile drop on your house and destroy every fucking kid in the neighborhood, you can't talk about it, and you're happy with that. You're going to accept that. You're going to be like, oh, that's fine as long as it's not my house, you know, it's not my town, my state, my country, it's fine. And yeah, someone saying green revolution. Yeah, everybody can talk about green revolution, we can talk about race revolution, we can talk about gender revolution, but we're not allowed to talk about the one, you know, you all support the military complex money-making system in place and don't have a problem with that, and letting this one human being absorb all of everything, every like war crime committed, you're going to put it onto this one person and persecute him for 175 years. if you don't stand up for this because you don't feel no way about bloodshedding somewhere else, I cannot take the rest of your revolution serious, because it's bullshit. Because everywhere else, every sound that comes out of social media is coming from a privileged position. You are privileged because no one is dropping bombs on you. You are absolutely delusional if you think that there's something wrong with this person who has shown that they did it not for their like self what is the word, self promotion, self gain. Like, he made no money from this, you know. Nobody came up and made money or had, you know, turned their fucking, maximized their WikiLeaks corporation into $1 billion fucking business, and then, you know, activated all these young people to fucking achieve, you know, like, whatever, what is the word, monetize the revolution. Like, they didn't even do that. They didn't monetize this thing. They were simply saying, look, stop having illegal wars. And right now it's true, we don't need to have them. Everything you need, you already have, and we already have it. You know, we already have it. So we don't need illegal wars in the future. The only person who's going to fucking profit from that is the people that profit from that. And he's not even directly talking about exactly who the fuck profits from that. And unfortunately, it's the fucking judge. The judge, her husband profits from that. You know, and the judge who is in charge of this case, her husband is directly involved in profiting from war. And somebody who's anti-war is being persecuted, and it makes me disgusted. It makes me sick in my stomach to think that we're going to accept that as the norm. And you're going to accept that because you're like, oh, I want to be prepared. My country needs to be prepared to bomb somebody if they're a threat. But none of us are going to be going through that in the future, because we've already entered like the new world order. Like, how are we going to separate this country by country in the future? How? If we're heading towards one world government, then what the fuck is this shit? It makes no fucking sense. So it's not even about Trump or Biden and all those people that are sitting there going, well, you know, no. What is that? What do you mean? So you are okay for 1 million people dying in Afghanistan? Like, you are okay with that? You're okay with every child that got bombed? Because that is what you're supporting. If you're okay with what happened under George Bush, where he killed and bombed after 9/11, you know, nearly 1 million Afghanis and Iraqis, because it didn't happen in Europe or America. And if you're okay with that, you need to recognize what you are. You need to know who you are.
Freedom of speech. What do schools teach? MIA preaching now.
1 million pedos. 1 million kids disappeared to pedos a year, someone said. I'm not talking about that right now, but this is just really simple facts. There's a man in that fucking room who hasn't had a chance to prepare his case. He hasn't seen his lawyer for months, and they've just rearrested him today. Rearrested him on new charges today, or rejigged it, and he hasn't had any time to prepare for the one that he did, what they've arrested him today for. So he hasn't had time with the lawyers in jail. He hasn't had zero. And that was lead up to this case. You know, the stuff that I tweeted was how he's been given, because of coronavirus as well, he's been given something like 3 hours to prepare for the fucking case of the century. Like, this is disgusting. So when they have these statues with scales about balanced fucking justice and balanced fucking hearing, it's a joke. It's a joke. So after this, even though you think this is about Biden and Trump, and this is about England choosing to back Biden or Trump, it's not. This is the death of everything you fucking know. And that's it. There comes coronavirus. There comes the death of everything you know. Not just physically in the physical world, like you can't go to the cafe, you can't go to the restaurant, you can't hang with your mates, you can't go to a protest, you can't like hug people and blah blah. Not just in the physical world, but ideologically, ethically, morally, like everything, the values, everything. And yeah, it's transformation time, but be very aware that this case, so if somebody doesn't want to kill 1 million people and watch their bloodshed, even though it's got nothing to do with him, he's not fucking Afghani, he's not an Iraqi, he's an Australian, and this is the man that was brave enough to say something about it, you know, that all the other journalists can get behind, because all he did is provide facts. He's not a journalist in the sense that he's shaping the narrative and presenting it with like a nice face. He literally got some documents that were facts, and then he presented it to the world. And you know, he didn't have to do that, because it's not even his country he's protecting, it's not even his people he's protecting. You Americans or British people, you're protecting your country and your people and your choices to go and kill people. But he's not even protecting his country, you know. He's just saying that's wrong. So when you're in this moment, you should realize the difference between, you know, the conscious awakening thing is if you are woke, awakened, or have had the enlightenment or transformed and become enlightened, you know, gone through awakening, you would know it's not nice to kill human beings, because they all like the same and they're all same souls. This is why you're having all kinds of other revolutions. This is why you're saying, oh, men and women are the same. This is why, like, you know, all races are the same, all religions are the same. This is why you're having that. All the little revolutions within a blanket one that says don't kill human beings. You know, the blanket statement for every revolution is don't kill black people, don't kill trans people, don't kill gay people, don't kill Afghanis, don't kill fucking Iraqis, don't kill Tamils, don't kill, you know, whatever. It's like, don't kill people who different religion or whatever the thing is. So the blanket big dome of umbrella that we all agree to as human beings is we don't have to kill people anymore. And you know, I'm not even gonna get into the whole COVID thing and, you know, population growth or control and all of these issues, but massacring people. And I come from that. My dad was not a doctor. My dad did not do that. you know, we fought, and there was, you know, a lot of bloodshed, and I can talk about that, the, you know, the violence and the heavy loss of life on the Tamil side was disgusting, and we were fighting the government, which is backed by all of the same people that sold the military weapons to make this trial at this moment happen. It's the same people, it's the same culprits, the same companies, you know. So if it is about awakening and consciousness, we must know and realize, like, if this is the only thing you get from my video today or my message today, is that know that the person in the dock said, don't kill people. They're not even my people, but just don't fucking kill them. And the people who are persecuting are doing it for greed. It's for money that you have the wars. So they're the ones that are like, no, we want to stay rich, we want to be rich, and we're going to do it at whatever cost. So who is enlightened and who's not? And you have to know what side you're on, and you need to know what side you're on. And that's like, you know, even the people that are working in, you know, who profited off the wars, everybody who got rich off the Iraqi-Afghani war, every fucking oil company, every whatever, every heroin company, every fucking person, like, you can put him away, but what does that mean? You could put this one person away. Well, what does that mean? Because you just go and prove the point that he's right. If you martyr him, you will prove that you are evil, and that is all you've driven the earth and the humanity to be. Those human beings in the world who are like, oh, I'm just going to do yoga and mind my fucking business, that's wrong too. Because, you know, like, I always have a problem with that, where people are like, oh, I'm just going to like ignore it and it'll just go away, and we don't have a problem with anything that's going on, and if you've got a problem, that's fine. But that's cool until it's your country that's getting bombed and 1 million people die for no fucking reason, and then they go, whoops, yeah, it kind of wasn't important and it was kind of illegal, but fuck it anyway, like, it's happened now. But anyway, welcome to my party. Like, you know, that literally is what happened. That literally is what happened. Everybody who supported these wars are inviting me to their revolutions now. And how can you feel that? How could you feel passionate about something and not understand this? I do think that. I think radical change begins with one's own mind, which is why even though I come from a violent background and my dad is who he is and seen everything, and I should be preaching violence to you 100%, because I'm pissed off there was no fucking justice. And yes, I would preach violence in that sense, you know, because that's what you're preaching. She's you know, shit is basic, someone said. All oppression is connected. I feel like I have changed because I can see that it's wrong to kill a bunch of people that are unaware of what the fuck is going on. And also, like, the Middle East, and the whole of the Middle East and Libya, these countries, all of the people there who are not vocal in supporting Julian, because I guess they can't be like, they can't see what good he would have done, because they did get affected. People did die, and fucking, you know, there is slave trade in Libya, and migrants are dying every day because of what happened. And even when you ask me to stick up for migrants and lose interest in me because I'm not peddling out the same narrative about, oh, save migrants every day, it's because of this. It's like it's connected. How can I support saving the lives of migrants at sea, or how their life is in these cities, when you don't point out what caused it? Do you think these migrants just decided to wake up one day and go, I think I'm going to move to London because it looks good on Instagram? You know, I think I'm going to move to Europe because it's fucking, you know, they've got like KFC there. Like, what the fuck? It's not what happened. It's because 10 years before that, we were dropping millions of bombs on them every day. And so they left. Then you had a problem. And then you brought in the far-right governments to stop it. So you can see how things are all fucking connected. So yeah, when I look at progress in the city, and I look at, you know, the new traffic lights, the new lampposts, the new roads, new buildings, I go, did we get that from bombing Afghanistan and Iraq? Did we get it because of that? If I got nice roads in this town because it took 300 people getting bombed in Afghanistan, you know, maybe it's not true because, like, we pay taxes, and that's what this is. But where is that? Where is the, you know, what is it to keep gas prices down in the UK and America? Like, it took 1 million people dying to keep the gas prices down. Let's think about that. What is progress, and what is the cost? It's like we're running cars on blood, because that is what you're saying that it equates to, where I think it doesn't have to do that. I heard that in Sri Lanka, in Tamil Nadu, in Jaffna to be specific, a girl has invented a way to fuel cars using seawater, right? This is like the biggest news I've heard this year that's positive. And it just kind of puts shit into perspective to be like, well, what, WTF? Why isn't everybody circling this girl and fucking giving her everything she fucking needs to make this shit fucking pop? You know? No, you want to do it by shedding blood. Yes, blood. I want to shed blood to drive to my 7-Eleven. Like, what is your fucking problem? What is your problem? So if you're just shedding blood for the sake of shedding blood because you love it, then you're kind of demonic. And then there you have the fucking, you know, people who say, oh, it's a necessary evil. So everybody who supports that is pretty much evil then. And then there you have the fucking election campaign where it becomes about the spiritual discussion. Where, are you evil or not? Are you evil? Are you a savage? You have to eat and drink the blood of human beings for you to feel happy in your fucking Lambo. Like, what is it? What do we want? MIA, this is so ironic. You're cruising around in a car and talking about oil. Yeah, I'm talking about don't fucking kill people for it. The world is full of resources. You fucking dig it, it's there. Do you have to fight in this way to get it, is what I'm saying. Everywhere's got oil. Nigeria, Venezuela, you know, America, Alaska, Russia, everywhere, you name it. We are barbarians. Please admit it. Thank you. Whoever said that. Replace the police state with swag. I love you. We are barbarians. We were trained to think that we're actually fucking civilized, but we're not. We are barbaric. We love killing fucking things and killing shit for no fucking reason as well, and killing people who don't even know it's fucking coming. And that's like disgusting. If we started a peaceful nation, we would need a military. Well, actually, Japan doesn't have a military, and neither does Bhutan, and they're doing all right. Do you hear about Bhutan in the news every day? I don't fucking hear about Bhutan every day. Do you know why you don't fucking hear about Bhutan every day in the news? It's because they're not fucking dramatic and confused and fucked up, and they're just minding their own fucking business. That's why. Anyway, I'm going to park the car so I'm not wasting oil. And then I'm going to hit up this girl who's made gasoline with seawater. Bio-Global Community said there's an ongoing genocide against indigenous West Papaians for their mineral resources. It is true. It is not us, it is them using sheep and cult members. Someone said, sign the petition, though, you know, it's already at 100 grand signature. And then today they went to drop off the petition that's got 80,000, so there's a separate petition that's got 80,000 signatures, and there's another one that's got 100,000 signatures, so it's nearly 200,000 signatures, and they took it to 10 Downing Street this morning, and they were rejected. I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy in the place I want to be happy in. And like, I was born in England. I'm proud of being British. You know, there's nothing, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with like the past and everything that's happened. I think that everyone needs to work together to make the future what we want. I like the idea of us learning from the past and learning from mistakes and evolving and coexisting and making it a fucking brighter, better, lighter future. And I want to carry on feeling proud that I'm part of this place, you know. And same with America. Like, my kid is half American and half British. I was born here. It's like, I don't necessarily join in with like talking about previous like colonial shit, because I just feel like, let's not waste time talking about, you know, what happened 200 years ago. We can see now, like all of us can see now, because we're all connected and all of us are waking up, all of us are like discussing these things, you know, like fuck the censorship and fuck all this other shit. Ultimately, we can do this, you know, we can excel, we can excel at wanting a better place. Okay? Better place, a better world, excel in our like vision to want whatever we want the world to be. Okay? Yes, colonialism still affects life to this day, but we can, because there is slow change. It's slow, but like it's getting there, you know. This case is a fucking step backwards, because it's old world. It's old world flexing muscle, going bang, bang, bang. We say, you do. Like, fuck that. Let me put the song on again, because when I get somewhere, somebody said what happened 200 years ago still affects black and brown people today. Well, yes it does, which is why we need white people like Julian Assange, who is not afraid of other white people. Do you understand why this is important? Because Julian Assange stuck up for some Muslim people in the Middle East. He's not a Muslim person. He's a white person who fought the white system. And so that's why it's important for us to have more people like him who is not afraid. Because he's dealing with it now. He's not talking about, you know, the structure that was in place 200 years ago. He's fighting the structure now. Now, and now structure affects us now. Not our ancestors from 200 years ago. The now structure affects us now. Okay? So don't separate that shit. It's the same shit. We need more people. If you want to hear my album, you could just come down to outside the court and I will play you the entire album. I'll go there right now. Everyone's like, on my way. I see you there. I'm going to drive there right now. I will play the album. I'm not even joking because look, it's right there in front of me. Woo! Someone said, I wish we could get MIA and Assange on a podcast before all of this. Don't worry, the CIA has that recording. We just have to find it. We just have to find it and leak it because, you know, because they were taping everything. But you know, I must say, as a brown person who I think originally comes from Africa because I got the eye of the Horus, right? As a human being, regardless if I'm brown or wherever I come from, I don't like other people getting killed for no reason. I don't like it when anyone gets killed. I don't like it when Americans get killed, and I don't like it when Arabs get killed, and I don't like it when Chinese people get killed, and I don't like it when Indians get killed, and I don't like it when Africans get killed. I just don't fucking like it. And sometimes, yeah, I think that fighting is a necessity and we've got to fight. What the fuck is that thing? Wow, this Instagram live is long. Someone said be careful. Be careful of what? Because really, what is the point? My cat says, keep going, keep going, keep going. So this song wasn't even on my album. It's not even on my album, but I'm going to put it out today. So I'm just somewhere where I can do that. So I will do that right now. Where do you want me to put it out? Do I put it on YouTube or do I put it somewhere else? Control. That's how I'm going to spell it. Control. SoundCloud, someone said. No, I want to buy it. Oh, that's really sweet. That's really sweet of you. Spotify. Oh, I'll stick it on Patreon, of course. That's the easiest thing for me to do. And then I'll make it public. Control. Oh yeah, someone said put it everywhere. That kind of makes sense too. Yeah, control. Like the way de-seer. How do you say your name? Yeah, like the way you spelt it. Some people are requesting to be in my video. Who is it? Who is it? Who should I choose?
Hands up, hands down, wake up, snap out, we gon' stand up. When they try to control. Freedom of speech, what do schools teach? MIA be preaching now, world town reach, dark skin on beach, I don't use the bleach, driving in the seat, and my BM goes screech, Sunday boot degrees, they wanna get
Sharon.
I give them water peace, turn to talk, hats and seas. Why you gotta come to me, just to be a beach? Yeah, first email singer on the blacklist. If you want to check I wonder why the points list. World time intelligence, some people just if you try to break it, better practice. Sheila and Barbon, 50-50 mix, mystic gangsta.
Yeah, you could be like, MIA's been dancing to the same song for an hour. But that's how we do it. You're lucky it's only for an hour.
Hands up, hands down, wake up, snap out, we go, stand up.
It's lucky I like it.
Control. Hands up,
Control.
snap out, we go, stand up.
Battery strong, that's right.
Control.
Control, that's funny. Play another song, please. No, because this is a special day. This is the day we're having, where we're talking about, let's talk about control. We should talk about it. Because there's so many conversations, so many podcasts. Joe fucking Rogan has got $100 million deal with Spotify talking about this shit. I'm sick of fucking thinking that I'm going to get penalized for some shit like this. And it's like, it's just like stupid. The whole thing is stupid. So there's this guy who is in the dock as we speak, going against the biggest powers in this world because he hit send on a document. Okay, he didn't shoot anybody, he didn't kill anyone, he didn't drink the blood of babies, he didn't do any of that shit. He he didn't steal your property, he didn't fucking burgle your house, he didn't, I could just list a whole bunch of shit. He didn't rob a bank, he didn't do no money heist, he didn't do nothing like that. So he hit send on a piece of document. Okay, so he spoke the truth. Yeah, okay, so let's talk about control, because what is it? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? You want to carry on like speaking like you're an activist and then saying, well, he fucking deserved it because, you know, no. You're the same people that a year or two ago were saying that he's a rapist because that's how they stitched him up. So when the control comes after you, they're not going to tell you the truth of why they're coming after you. They're going to say, oh, he hates black people, he's a rapist, and he eats babies. Like, they're gonna say all this shit. So, you know, everybody, the mass, the sheep, that is what they say about him, and that's what they do. And people knew the game they were playing, the media knew the game they were playing, the clever people knew, the politicians knew, like, everyone's like, well, you know, it's okay, like, someone's gonna fucking go through it because, you know, what he did was bad. Meanwhile, everybody's done bad. Everybody's done bad. Everybody's done bad just for supporting that shit. Everyone's done bad for supporting the wars. Everyone's done bad for letting this shit happen for so long. So I have no respect for you, you know, whoever those people are. I have no respect for them because it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable now that we have internet. It is not acceptable. It is not. And you should be held accountable to why you are like so flippant with that shit. Like, why? You know, I get it. Everybody wants a fucking nice life. I would love to ignore this shit. But it makes me feel, when I wake up, it makes me feel like when I see somebody else complaining, for example, when somebody doesn't complain about, you know, innocent babies dying, but then complains about how they're treated and how, like, oh, I'm suffering from anxiety from, like, feeling like this thing in the city because, like, blah, blah, blah. Then I'm like, how do I meant to put your feelings first and understand your pain when you couldn't do that for somebody else? Why was he not protected? What kind of a question is that? Protected by who? We are the people. He did it for us. We are supposed to protect him. Gang, gang, gang. Yeah, protection. We were supposed to give him the protection. we are all connected, and this will have an impact because, like I said, on like a massive philosophical, spiritual level, this does have an impact because, yes, when you whittle this issue down to the matter at hand on this level of like everyday existence, then this is a guy who did something against the government and the government's punishing him. But the government's there because we put them there. They're there for us. And we want the government to be what we want it to be. And if that is so removed, then it is A, dangerous, and also it just does not, I don't see the future being like a fulfilling experience. So slang creator, I like your style.
Sheila and Arfan, 50-50 mix, mystic gangsta, I don't take the licks. Rich gang, rich gang, rich gang. What a gang, hurry gang, hurry gang. Future gang, a line, make it bang. Get it down, get it down, get it down. Hands down, wake up, snap out. We don't stand up. Women try to control, 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 control.
Yes, I'm talking about Julian Assange, whose case started today, Teresa. And the case is going to last for the next 3 weeks. And in that 3 weeks, we are going to all have to do a lot of growing up. And there was no young people outside the court today. I just went down there. And you know, which kind of like is sad because that means young people lost, and they're quite happy to accept whatever's going on, and they're happy to accept the control and how they're going to be dictated to in the future. And we're happy that we're going to have these mini revolutions in our hometowns about different things or on social media, but they will not relate to the military complex who will pick and choose who they're going to bomb in the future, and we will not be part of that, but we will all be privileged and benefit from that. And that's what young people are choosing. They're saying, you know, we're going to pretend that we're all activists and we're going to do all this stuff and we're going to be activisting left, right and center for shit that we want. But when it comes to killing people and wars, it's not a conversation we want to enter. We just don't see it. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want to see it. If you go and bomb Iraq or, you know, Iran or wherever you want to bomb next, you know, just do it. Just don't talk about it. I don't want to know about it. I don't want it on my social media. I don't want people fucking talking about how much money we got from that. I don't want to know about how much money you made from that war and pumped it back into whatever the system or whoever pocket it went into. I don't want to talk about it. Meanwhile, I want to liberate myself as a woman, and that's what I want to talk about.
We don't stand up. Women try to control, control, control.
Someone said, but there's always been wars. It is true, there has always, hi Emerald. There's always been wars, right? Of course. But a lot of the wars that happened before is people literally fighting for their fucking village and shit like that. Like, in my case, you know, the Tamil War was not about money. It's not about stealing the resources from the Sinhalese or oil and shit like that. The war in Papua New Guinea is, you know, the Karen people fighting, you know, or Vietnam wasn't about resources, was it? There are lots of wars that isn't about that, and it's about, you know, what the world used to be, protecting their borders or protecting their blah, like identity of this, that, and the other. And that is no more, because now we're living in the new world order. So protect what border? Everybody's one world. Nobody knows what Vietnam was about. That's what someone said. Yeah. Studying the human and their greed. Real estate, somebody said. Yes, in the case of a very famous war we know, it's about real estate. Some wars are about opium. Somebody said some wars are about... Yeah, what are wars about? This is a really good question. I like it. Yes, people don't know the power of human beings. I do feel that we are definitely entering a period of time where somebody said ego, and I think a lot of times it is. Somebody said, like, a lot of it is about control. Right, the new revolution, this is what I think, is that more people are waking up. And, you know, a lot of people are not on social media. I get that. And it is a way of, like, taking time off and walking off from it to really evaluate the growth and the awakening and make sure you do it in the right way, in the right direction. But when you do, you will come to realize that we can make anything happen. I am here to champion and support anybody who can fucking come up with anything that replaces these things. So you want opium? Let's think about this high. Let's think about this, like, opiate hit, you know? How else can we get this? You want gasoline? Let's think about how else we could get it. You want land? That's a complicated one. There's only so much land on the planet, but there is enough space for everyone. Yes, if we make cost of living affordable. But it's the same people. It's the same, the people. It's funny because we don't want the wars. We don't fucking want the wars. It's the people who already have the money who want the wars, and they already have it. So why the fuck? I don't understand. My battery is better than yours because I'm not on an iPhone. I'm on a Wi-Fi still. I haven't thrown away the Wi-Fi. It hasn't exploded in my hand yet. That's why. Because I didn't listen to them when they banned Wi-Fi from the world. I still kind of held on to mine. Someone said they need everything and more money and more blood still because they worship Lucifer. And a lot of them say, oh, I'm an atheist, I don't believe in God, or I don't believe in Satan. But when you like whittle the point down to the lowest common denominator of like, why is that? 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 Then you do come down to the basics of what? I don't understand. Like, so you have enough money to last 500 years and you still need more? Somebody said, I like you since 2013. Special, yeah. Woo. What's up? Why is that? Why is that? What can you do to help Assange right now? I'd like to say sign the petition, but on top of that, what has to happen is that this is the bit that confuses me, because we'll think of a plan. Watch this space. Alright, so let's not fake this shit. We know why it's chosen September 7th to have this court case, which is so close to November. Oh, funny. So it's like, it's, you know, it's very close to the election. So we know that it's connected to the election. So what can you do about this? Let's work it out. Like, what can you do about this? What do they want you to do about this? They want you to go out and vote for Trump or vote for Biden. So if Donald Trump is doing this, he wants you to vote for him. So what is he doing? Trying to get the Democrats on his side, because all the Democrats hate him because they all think that he's a rapist. And Democrats are easy to push buttons on when they make it about women, because that's how they've like geared everyone. So everybody who's part of the Democrats are going to have a button to push, and Trump's going to push it, which is going to be like, look at me, I'm convicting a rapist, aren't you happy? Like, come and vote for me, right? So that's what he's going to do. And the Democrats are going to be like, oh, fuck, like, actually Julian Assange represents all those values that we want to kind of stand for, because we are the left, you know, we were anti, like, Vietnam and standing up for rights and freedom of speech, and we still preach that, but then we're going to put this guy in jail because he turned it on us, kind of thing, and complained about the wars that, you know, like the collateral murder thing happened under the Democrats, and we kind of want to punish him for that. But then his values are similar to ours, and then if we shut him down, then we lose some of our values too, and Trump can shut us down. So this is a bit of a predicament, and the left-right wings are on the same plane. Who said that? Half Queen. Listen, that is the realest thing. So what is well, this is interesting, because if you want to vote Trump out, like, let's see how he can use this.
what the schools teach. And my AB preaching now.
The US doesn't have a left. I do think it is kind of, this is the thing that somebody said yesterday. They were saying, well, if both sides are for persecuting Julian Assange, then surely both of them work for the same boss. And there is a boss, you know, and that's like what I don't want to realize. I would much rather a world where a government still had power and that we had the power to vote the government in, because that will be nice. But to learn that neither government is useful and is important or valid or have any fucking say is actually really super fucking sad. Is the boss the blob? Yeah, I guess. And, you know, and if they ultimately, our boss, if our boss is a war machine person and that's all it is, and we just are like cheerers on or bystanders of watching more like destructions to come in the future, dressed in whatever form, shape, it's a bit, it's kind of a bit gross, because the vibe I get from the world is that we don't want wars anymore. Like, the vibe I get from young people, millennials and Gen Z, is that they're not into that shit. So I don't see how that works, where the old world is going to sell the old ideas to the new kids and get them to go and kill people with drones or whatever the thing is from their living rooms, you know. And maybe that's how they're going to do it. Maybe that's how they're going to do it, by really desensitizing kids so it does look like a game of Fortnite or something, you know. In fact, that was my favorite meme, just like 5 years ago I saw, where there's two people playing a video game, and then like the Middle Eastern kid is like, run this way, like da 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 da, and they're having like, you know, a joint like combat thing. And then the guy's like, how do you know, man? And he's like, oh, that was my village, I used to live there. It's quite funny. But it's not funny at all, but it was quite accurate.
Hands up, hands down, wake up, snap out, we go, stand up, women.
Gen Z's perspective in that is that the world can't be saved, so let's laugh at it while it burns. Is the TikTok culture. I can't blame them. Yes, a lot of people say that. It is true. It is true. They do think that. In Buddhism, it is important, Zipa says. So how you say next? Remember, in Buddhism, it's important to be aware of political unrest, but don't let it consume us. There is still so much to appreciate about life. This moment, little Homo sapiens living on a... and it cut out. Yeah, that's also what I said. I think that it's important to pay attention because whatever happens in this moment, it's going to inform us about this moment where there's many other things going on, which is helping people wake up and helping people realize loads of stuff. It's inevitable. We got computer. We're you know, we're like 15 years into it. We're 15 years into smartphones for the first time in history. We've got the first year of like, you know, people selling us Neurolinks and chips and vaccine chipping and shit like that. Like it's inevitable that there's many changes. We've got the global pandemic that everyone's on lockdown for the first time. Nobody even needs a lot of gasoline because we ain't fucking driving anywhere. You know, 50% of air travel's cut down. People are farming and thinking about agriculture more, etc., etc. So for the first time, things are different, whether we like it or not. There's podcasts are like bigger than fucking putting out a song right now. Like people care to spend their time doing that shit. At the same time, you know, Spotify, people are listening to like fucking meditation music and shit like that. So there is change. It's like people are feeling something, and I do still feel optimistic that we can make it what we want. Where is your podcast, MIA? God damn. Where is it? We have a choice, be thankful. Well, Julian doesn't have a choice, and if we lose him, we will never have a choice because we will be told what to think about and what to fight about. We won't have the right to fight for what we want to fight about. That is the point, because you will never be able to stand up against control. You will never be able to criticize the real boss, because you could criticize the government. You can be like, oh, I hate Trump, oh, I hate Biden, but we both just worked out that they've got a boss and you can't talk about him, right? So think about that. That's the title. CTRL. Ctrl Delete. Well, sign up to Patreon and I'll put the song out right now. See you there, okay? See you there. Ctrl Delete. Coming right now. Keep going. I said keep going. So keep going. So good chatting. I'll be outside the court tomorrow as well. Anyone's got a sound system you want to set up there outside, I will come and play my album. All right. Kawaii. Wow. Ctrl Alt Elite. Oh my God, so good. Who is that? Yeah. The Last Dinosaur. Put Julian Assange on the single art. I like your ideas, guys. You know, some people would say I'm an elite. So I would love to talk about that as well. I would like some therapy on that. It's very difficult for me to come to terms. Got my matching mask. I'm an elite. I really don't have that much money, so people need to chill the fuck out. Like, really. Control, control, control. All right, guys, I gotta go. I will see you when I see you. I am rich in many, many things, not money, okay? You can say that I'm fucking really fucking wealthy in many, many things. In experience, in life experience, in, yeah, in ideas, in optimism and hope for a better world. Not necessarily money, but you got other faves for that, haven't you? You got other people showing you how to spend money. You don't need me for that. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. All right. Peace out. Love you all.